Okay, so this is how it looks so far as a whole. Sorry about all the chit chat. We'll get right back into it. I know some of you like chit chat, some of you don't, so I just slip it in when I feel like it. So this is it so far. We got a pink hair gradient with a bit of like an ombre thing going on the face. But when I look at it, it's a bit too pink on the face, so we should really add a bit more blue in some way, or purple or whatever. So I'm going in with a 133, turning it on its side. And just see how that little touch of blue just gives it a bit of a contrast to the hair. Before I had a bit more pink, but that blue has really like kind of knocked it back and given it its own element in itself. That way it's separated. So we've done the hair. I did change the eye makeup area. I made it a bit more pink to harmonize with the hair, because the yellow before was a bit too standout-ish. One of the reasons why we don't have any yellow in this at the moment, so it sits on its own. So at the moment it's got like a orange, like a yellowy pink undertone, and that's how it looks so far. The lips are nude-ish because I didn't want to put too much pink or red, but there is the chance that we may put a bit more pink into it just to make it pop a bit more, depending on what colors will be in these elements. So we've got the main guts of the thing done. We'll do the eyebrows as well very shortly. But like a lot of things that I want to do is, before I get into these little elements, right, I want to do the metallics first, the golds. And a lot of the golds will be in the coral, the jewelry. And that's basically it. And then we'll probably do the pearls before we do the shells and the starfishes and the fishes, because I'm trying to build the foundations of everything first before I put in these little highlight colors, and they'll have to be done in a very balanced manner so that it's not too red in one end or not too green in one end, but the colors are quite vibrant throughout. So that's the intention. So what I'll do is I'll do the eyebrows, and then we'll do the metallics, and then we'll do the pearls, and then we'll do the other stuff. I can anticipate this is going to be probably around 10-15 hour work. I'm not quite sure, just because of how it's going so far. This is the thing, when I do spread work like this, it takes me forever, and this is like second week working on it. So let's get started. Get into the metallics, actually get into the eyebrows, metallics, and pearls, and then I'll touch base soon. Alright, I'm going to show you how I do these eyebrows. So as you can tell, I lighten it with gesso, and I thin the gesso out with a bit of water. You want to do that because you can still have the paper texture underneath, and that will help it stick. I wouldn't put a thick amount of gesso, just because gesso is made for watercolor and acrylic, so it primes the piece of paper, and when you're priming paper you actually lose the tooth, so I recommend thinning out things. So we're going to do this in reverse. A lot of the hair was done with the shadows first, but we'll do it in reverse. We'll start off with the pinks. So I'm going in with a 993. We want to do a base through the whole thing, and as you can see my application, let me zoom in further. As you can tell from my application, there's still tooth to the paper, and that's because the gesso is thinned out. So you want to do a base. No need to be perfect. Just do a light shade. And we'll just do some hair strokes in the front. And we're going to create an ombre eyebrow. So make sure your pencils are sharp. Mine are somewhat sharp, but not totally sharp. But enough to give myself line strokes. So you want to make sure these strokes are done throughout the whole thing. And if you ever have looked at microblading brows, we're going to do something like that. And so because we've used the gesso, we've lifted the line work a bit up as well, and that's what helps. Go in with 1009. So when you're using the dark pencils, do a small amount of it in the front. And as you work towards the back, you intensify it a bit more. Make sure you don't forget the base of the brow. I want her brow to be quite clean and crisp and sharp. And you can tell my strokes are a bit harder as I work towards the end. And I'm widening the brow just slightly. On a personal preference, I kind of like thick brows. And I kind of like that bushy look as well. So my bushy look is more in the front and it's cleaned up at the end. So as you can see, more of my strokes are towards the back and you see this pink gradient. You want to go in with your black cherry, which is the 1078. This one's sharp. And you want to bring this colour mainly at the tail of the brow. And rather doing like hair strokes, I'm making sure these lines are quite defined at the end. And this establishes that brow shape and that ombre look. Now you want to go in with white, which is the 938. This runs mainly in the front. And this is how we're going to get that bushy brow look with the white. We're going to pull those colours so it won't be bushy through the whole thing, just in the front. Now you want to go back in with the black cherry, run it in the front just a little. And you only use the white in the front because the white will knock back that intensity. It will dull things down. Let me just zoom out. So I think that really works. Now that we've done the brows, we'll do the metallics and then the pearls. I'll be using a metallic paint, maybe from Finetech or somewhere else, to be doing the corals and the earrings. At the moment, that's all I want to do so far with the metallic. I think the corals are spaced out quite evenly, and it would look good to just place metallic throughout the whole thing. Okay, so I'm doing a lot of the boring stuff at the moment with the metallics. I'm going to use a Posca pen to do the metallics, and the way I do it is Posca pen is great because it is a great base for metallic paints, especially if you've worked on something that's been quite burnished. The acrylic in the Posca pen really helps the paint adhere. So I'm going to speed up a lot of this because it's really boring guff. Use a Posca pen to fill in all the corals, and then you go on top with the metallics. So that's what I'm going to speed up. And we're back. So we've done all the metallic stuff, and I thought we've done all the hair. We could start doing some of the individual elements, so start throwing in different colors and see how that goes. So we'll start off with the greens. Going in with 109. So, like the format I've been doing before, I'll do a really close-up of one of the leaves, and then I will zoom out and just do everything as a whole, because it'll be the same process. And it's just because I just like to see it transform on a bigger picture scale. So, in with that 109, we'll do this one right here. Small circular motions. We're going to feather this all the way to the top, And then you want to go in with the apple green, or sorry, spring green, which is 913. You go over that 109, build up that layer, and bring it all the way to the top, but lift your pressure up as you do that and feather it out. And then you want to burnish with the Charteris, which is the 989. And this you want to burnish the whole thing. And so we'll apply this same palette across the whole thing. Nine, 1, 3. And then 989. So now that I've done those close up, we're going to zoom out. And let's just watch this thing evolve. So we're just going to go in with one color at a time, rather than doing each leaf individually. So in with your 109. So I'm going in with a medium pressure and small circular motions, rotating my pencil. 913. So I feel like this year and the past year has been a real year of self-focus. And I don't know whether it's because of the pandemic, but because I'm also working from home, I find that I'm doing things for myself more these days. I'm feeding into my passions and creativity and producing my own art. I'm working on my self-development as well, and I feel through the pandemic it's also taught a lot of people to appreciate their friends and families and just be grateful for the time that they have and have spent, and more optimistic. Although it has been a painful year for most, I think that if we see things in a really positive way, I think it will just keep us going, or just keep us kicking on, like being hopeful for the future, hopeful to see friends again, but also thankful for what you've been able to achieve or what you've been able to overcome through this whole time in the world. Still in lockdown, still waiting for vaccines. They're all booked, but yeah, it's a time to be seeing things through an eye of compassion and, you know, being caring and being compassionate, and not allowing yourself to feed into the toxic negativity that comes through, or that is actually a lot of people are experiencing, and the news, the media really feeds into this. And I think it's a time to just not feed into it yourself, be aware, but like a fire, the more you fuel it, the more you fuel it with your own rage. I don't think it's good for your own peace of mind. And so I've been trying to really look at things with a compassionate eye. Because, for example, if something's happened and you have two perspectives, one's a very angry perspective and one's a more compassionate perspective, I feel the compassionate perspective is the healthier option for you just to take, because it's just better for your inner peace. You know, and if that person is being toxic, yeah, recognize it. But if you're jumping to the conclusion this person is being toxic or being negative or bringing harm to you, without any clarity, then I think you bring yourself a lot of pain and, you know, struggle. So yeah, I that's why, you know, this is the year to work on you. This is the year to do what you want, focus on your passions, and live your life to the fullest. All my viewers, I am wishing you all the best and hoping you're all safe. I love engaging with my viewers, so please comment below, say hi, say hello. You know, I'm always up for a conversation. And look, this channel is about helping people learn to color with company, and just being the light for each other. You know, it's kind of embodies this idea that we as people, women or men, have the potential to be this bright light. And lights come in many colors. You could be pink, you should be green, you know, like there is no one definition of what is a strong person, what is a strong female, you know. Strength comes in many forms, you know, like you don't have to be an aggressive person, you don't have to be an assertive person, but if you're a grounded person who sticks to your values and morals, that is key. And my book is about, it has like some male characters, but it's very much about feminine energy, the individual, and being true to who you are, being authentic. Each character has its own something, has its own expression, has its own characteristic that falls through. Some of them look mysterious, dark, some of them look innocent and sweet, some of them are cute, others are assertive, alluring, you know, a go-getter. And it's this idea that women come in many forms, people come in many forms, and we have the potential to be who we want to be authentic, and just be the light, be the magic. So that's a way to explain what my book is going to be. It's still a work in progress. I'm not even sure I'll meet my deadline. I want something for the end of the year, or November at least, but we will see. I'm not one to rush things, and I really don't want to release things or publish things till things are perfect. You know, because I'm just a person of ideas and ambition at the moment. Little things keeping me going, you know. Job is good, job is wonderful. And yeah, I think that you should have different things in your life going for you. What is love? What is friendship? What is family? What is personal ambitions and goals? Your career may not be something you're completely passionate about, but you're good. So it's always important to have hobbies to keep you going. You know, something that is you, because I feel like in the work industry, you're part of a company or you have your own business. That's great if you have your own business, but majority of us are in a company. And when you're in a company, you're part of a one community, you know, like you're working together to serve a greater purpose, but there's nothing that really is you. There's nothing to leave behind that is you. And so that's why hobbies are important, because hobbies focus on the individual. They focus on you as a person and what you leave behind. And so that's why I've been developing my book. I've been doing this YouTube stuff, giving back, because I want to have something that is me, not me part of a company. So there's two aspects of my life, and I'm quite happy where things are. And that's why I like voice. A lot of us who are hobbyist colorists, you know, we we're creative, but we also have other careers that may not be as creative. And it's important to have that balance, I think. Put on one hat, switch on another. So going in with 989, we're going to burnish everything now. And so what I'm doing is I'm throwing in different elements at this point, and I'm assessing things. And it helps me kind of gauge what colors to bring in to help things pop and balance. And so the reason why I'm doing these leaves first, because these leaves are evenly scattered throughout the whole piece. So it will help me gauge the balance of green in comparison to the blue and purple that's in there at the moment. And I feel like it's going to be a very colourful piece at this point. But how colourful, I'm not sure. I still have to do the pearls. Once I do the pearls, it will really give me a foundation of what type of colours to throw in these little other elements and the fishes. And so what I'm also noticing with my tutorials is I produce content every week, right? And and I have like followers who follow me regularly but don't have the time to watch these videos, which is, I think, a great balance to my output rate, because people don't watch because they're so long as well. Maybe I'll look into making shorter content, but the thing is, what is shorter content ideas? And so if you guys have any ideas for short content, or what do you want to see, comment below. I love to hear about it. I love it when you guys engage and ask for requests, you know. Message me on Instagram, message me on Facebook, or send me put a comment below. I want to know what you want to see. And so I am phasing out my affirmations. I know you guys may not like the affirmations. I've read some comments that they're annoying, so I guess I'll remove them. The idea behind it was bring positivity to those who may be colouring because they don't feel as they don't feel reassuring words to like keep you going and just share that positivity. But if it's annoying, I'll just remove it, which means less work for me, which is great. But if you like it, comment below. I'm not really sure. Like, I've had these affirmations going on for probably 6 months now, and no one said anything. But when I received one thing, I'm kind of like, do I take this as a global community feedback? So I think before I start phasing things out and editing more content, why don't you guys tell me what you think? Do you think I should keep these affirmations on my page, on my videos, or just remove them? It's up to you guys. So comment below what you think. And I do have Breezy in the room, so he will be snoring. And thank you for those who do not mind his presence in the room. He just loves to be near me. I don't know, it's his thing. He's very attached. Now I think that's all of the green. So we look at things, it's really balanced. This green is really nice to create some contrast with things. We're going to go and just do the pearls, and the pearls won't really pop in terms of contrast to these colors, but the pearls will just be a nice balance. So let's do that. I'm going to set myself up and I'll come back shortly. Okay, so I haven't done pearls in a long time, so let's just see how things go. I'm going to create like a white pearl with a pink and blue reflect. See how that turns out. So the best way for me to show you is to get the bigger circle. Again, I'm going to just do one example. I think that's the best I can do. So I'll do one of these ones. The pink and the blue reflect is important, so I'm going with 993. Really softly. We're just going to shade in some pink and blue. The blue is 1102. And then back in with the pink, which is the 993. And then you want to go in with the 1051. And you want to go white. You want to burnish the whole thing from the center outwards. Now after you do the burnishing, maybe you want to add that pink and blue back in, which you can. And then I would go in with a Posca pen. Now let's say you want to make your pearl a bit darker. Let's do it this way. 1051. Start from the circle, and as you work your way into the center, lighten it up. Bring in your white. Burnish from the center, bring it out. And then go with your pink and your blue. I think either way, reverse or, it makes no difference. I think the highlights were really what makes it like stand out. So when we go in with the Posca pen, it will really help it pop. So let's just do this color palette throughout the whole thing. I might just keep it close up and just move the page around. I might introduce a darker color as well. This is 1099. Actually not 1099, we want to go in with $1054. Yeah. So 1054, we're just going to do a circular shade like so. You're going to go in with that 1015. And then lighten your pressure as you go towards the center. You burnish it with the white. And bring it back out again. This is where you go back in with the 1054. And just bump up that layer that you put in before. And then you go in with the pink, which is a 993. Go in the opposite end, place the pink. And then go on with the blue, which is 1102. And then we're just going to repeat that. So in with the 1051. In with the white, 938. Go back in with that 1054. Nine nine three. 1102. Okay, so it's going to be a really repetitive process, so I'm going to speed it up because I've already gone through the technique. It's going to be applied to every little single dot that's in the hair. And then we may put like a metallic embellishment on top, or not embellishment, but a bit of metallic paint just to give it that sheen. But pretty much I'm just going to keep doing this, and it's going to be so repetitive. I'm going to speed it up, so I will probably get cracked on. Anyway, let's go. So with the first colour, I'm just going to do the first colour over everything. It will be the 1051. We're going to just go all in the circles, and then we're going to burnish with the white, and then we'll go in with the darker grey and the pink and blue. 938. In with 1054.
I hope you guys have enjoyed that tutorial. This is part of a 5-part series which will be in a playlist on my YouTube channel so that you can easily find it and it's easily accessible. Just so you guys know, I also have a Patreon, Instagram, and all those other socials. Check them out, guys. I also have freebie coloring pages available to everyone on my website. So guys, I'll see you guys soon. Be you, be true, and shine bright. Bye.